Okay, boys and girls, this is where we're going to make our own little clay guppy fish, and here's my example that's just been made. So this guy is in clay and he's greenware, and that means that he has not been fired yet. I'm going to put him to the side. You're all going to receive a lump of clay. What I'd like you to do is basically split it in half. Okay, it doesn't have to be equal, but just make sure that you've got about half of it set aside so you can do some details. Now with the first half, roll it as best as you can. You're going to get this paper to work on. Don't work on the table because it will actually stick to the table here. So this paper actually resists that. Roll it into a ball, and then with your thumb stick it into the center, and we're going to initially make a pinch pot. And as you make a pinch pot, turn it round and 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 round so you get equal thickness all the way round. You've got a little bit of a base there. Now that's my pinch pot. Doesn't take long to make. Now this is going to be the big mouth for the fish. And we set it on its side, so it's going to be like that. Now you can have it open or like that, okay? Now the next thing we need to do is, with our little bit of clay, I'm going to put my pinch pot to the side now, my big mouth guppy. I'm going to get a little piece, same thing. Make a ball. I like to do it in my hand. You can do it on the table. Got it in the hand, and then I'm going to pump it down. And there I've made a cookie shape. Okay, if I want to make it a little bit thinner, just press it down a little bit thinner. Got a nice cookie. And with my clay tools, I'm going to cut this cookie shape straight down the middle. Okay, and so I've got two semicircles. Put the two semicircles, overlap them slightly, and I'm starting to make like a whale tail. Smooth it so those lines can't be seen. You can use a little bit of water to help you smooth. You can also use the tool. This is called scratch and attach. Everything that you attach to your guppy has to be attached, because if it's not attached well enough, it will fall off while it's being fired in the kiln. I'm going to pick up my big mouth guppy pot, and I'm going to set it. It's going to go on the top. You find on your table, I'm going to leave you this stuff, it's very gooey, it's called slip. And slip is like really wet clay, and we use it as a glue. And I'm going to smear a little bit on the front and the back, but I'm also going to do a scratch and attach. I'm using my clay tool to attach the fin to the pot that I've made. So you can see what I'm doing, scratching and attaching. And if I want to, get my finger and smooth those marks that I've made. Okay? Now you boys and girls, you'll have your tools, and then you can draw in designs onto your tail. Okay? Whatever way that you like. Add some detail and designs. There, we're nearly there with that. Now, you've still got clay. Roll it out. Again, I'm using my hand, but I'll do it on the table this time. Make a worm. And there's my worm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of this worm, and just really, I love to just add a little bit of support on the front and on the back of that fin that I just put in. And then I'm going to scratch and attach. And what it's doing is it's really sealing that fin to the fish body, my little guppy. Again, I'm just going to use my fingers, smoothing, and I'm doing this fairly rapidly now. You can see the worm on the front, and scratch and attach. Now, do you see what I'm doing? Just pressing that clay in. Now, I know I've added slip, but I'm also adding that worm as well. So I'm really making sure that I don't lose this tail. Okay, I don't want that to happen. Now, I've still got a little bit of the worm. Pinch a little bit off. I like to make it into a little bit of a cube. You can make it into a little fang. Dip it into your slip, which is the glue, and poke it up. And what have we got? Got a little fangy tooth. We'll do the same again. Make a little nip, turn it into a little tooth, dip it in. You're going to get little pots of slip on your table too, boys and girls, and use it as glue. I'm just going to put that one there. And always, I just like to be sure that I've got it attached. I'm going to make sure, I'm just going to do a little scratch and attach as well. When I've got it all in place, I'll use my finger with a bit of water and smooth everything so it really looks fantastic before we fire it in the kiln. I'm going to give him a little row on his back. So if you can see here, his back's got some detail. I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to make a fat sausage, and I'm just going to go pinch, 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 and you've got like this kind of scaly effect. And I'm going to push this into his back. Okay? And again, just going to scratch and attach. Now what I'm doing here is I'm giving you the ingredients and the idea of how to make your guppy fish. This is, we've got him, he's got these fangy teeth, he's got a big tail, and he's got his scaly back. And again, you can add detail onto your guppy once you've got it all done. We're missing the eyes, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some more of my clay. You don't have to use all this clay, but if you do, that's fine as well. Roll it into a ball, stick it into my slip, and there's one eye. Get my other ball. Make sure you're getting them that they're symmetrical. If you can, stick it into the slip. There's my other eye. I'm always, just to be sure, I'm just going to scratch and attach the base, because again, you really don't want these little guys to lose any part that you've put on. So what we're trying to do is make sure you can even use your tool and smear some on, and then use your finger to smooth all of that down. When you've got that done, I'll give you some tools that you can actually use to point and add some eyeballs. I'm just going to use this guy here, like this. I'll give you sharper tools, dowels, wooden dowels and things like that. Now I'm going to just squeeze his mouth, make him a bit more elongated, and just rub that. And the only other thing that I would like to do is add a tail detail on the back. But that's the basis. It's now your turn, boys and girls. First, start off with your clay, separate it into two halves. Make a pinch pot so you've got your big mouth guppy. You can do all sorts. I mean, you can give him a mouthful of teeth, give him a big tongue, give him a big tail at the back, give him a huger tail. You can give him googly eyes, give him, you know, draw in some detail on the clay. And then the very final thing is that you need to make sure that you put your initials on the bottom so that we can identify it after it's being fired. And then when it's being fired, it's called bisque. And after that, we shall glaze it and we will fire it again. And you'll be ready to take this guy home. So now it's your turn, boys and girls. Let's go make some art.